There comes a time in every person's life when the focus of attention shifts from what is already there to what the mind believes is missing. However, there is a powerful tool that can redirect this energy and unlock the potential to achieve the deepest desires. Visualization. This method allows you not just to dream, but to actively shape the future, expanding the boundaries of consciousness and preparing the ground for the realization of what you have planned. Joseph Murphy, author of the famous book, The Power of Your Subconscious, argued that the reality of each person is a direct reflection of beliefs, thoughts, and attitudes deeply rooted in the subconscious. But how can we effectively utilize this powerful resource? How can visualizing what you want become a shield that reflects negative thoughts and doubts? History knows many examples when great minds use the power of visualization to create masterpieces. Michelangelo, one of the most prominent sculptors in human history, once said, "I saw an angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." In a block of marble, he saw not just a stone, but a future David. And his creative genius, fueled by visualization, made it possible to bring that vision to reality. Similarly, when one is immersed in the process of visualizing their aspirations, they experience the experience of possessing what they desire as if it has already happened. This, in turn, activates the brain's cognitive functions, directing them to find ways and opportunities to turn dreams into reality. But how exactly does this work? And what steps do you need to take to make visualization a trusted ally on the road to success? The answers to these questions may surprise and inspire anyone who aspires for more. This context highlights the fundamental role of visualization in the process of achieving what you want. To better understand the power of visualization, let's consider a concrete example that demonstrates how this method allows a person to tune in to the wave of success and experience their dreams as reality. Let's imagine a woman whose life takes place in the hustle and bustle of a metropolis, dreaming of radical changes. In her dreams, she sees herself embarking on a scenic journey to the idyllic countryside, where a new chapter of life awaits her. In her imagination, she clearly sees herself sitting at a massive wooden table, sipping her coffee with pleasure and simultaneously finishing her book. She feels the warmth of the sunlight streaming through the huge window and hears the soft cooing of a dove welcoming the new day. The panoramic view of the serene lake stretching outside the window of her house, with its crystal clear, cool water, is imprinted in her mind with remarkable clarity. As she anticipates her upcoming kayak ride on the smooth surface of the lake, she experiences a deep sense of peace, contentment, and fullness of life. These emotions are felt not only in her imagination, but become a tangible part of her actual experience. Repeatedly replaying a particular picture in her mind causes her subconscious mind to begin to accept the experience as reality. The emotional and psychological reactions that arise are virtually indistinguishable from those that a person would experience in a real situation. Constant repetition of this mental scenario has a profound effect on the subconscious mind, activating the attraction of resources and opportunities, which, in turn, contribute to the realization of the conceived in life. Circumstances begin to unfold in a favorable way, pushing to achieve the desired result. As an example, we can take a woman who in her thoughts imagines an upcoming trip to the countryside, cozy sitting at the table, enjoying aromatic coffee and creative endeavors. Suddenly, there is a phone call from an old friend who has recently moved to this very village and gladly invites her to visit. This invitation miraculously coincides with her mental scenario. The fact is that our subconscious mind does not have the ability to clearly distinguish between reality and imagination. When we create something in our minds, the emotions and sensations that arise correspond to what we would experience in real life. In his work, Joseph Murphy reveals the dualistic structure of the human brain, consisting of conscious and subconscious levels. The conscious mind, like a skillful conductor, controls the orchestra of emotions and feelings that determine our actions, decisions, and life path. However, in the depths of the mind lurks the subconscious mind, which knows no boundaries between fiction and truth. This malleable instrument, devoid of critical thinking, obediently absorbs the information coming from the conscious mind in the form of thoughts and transforms it into corresponding emotions and sensations that are closely linked to our conscious perception. The subconscious mind, like a faithful servant, accepts everything presented to it by consciousness at face value. If a vivid picture appears in the mind, the subconscious mind accepts it as reality, eliciting the same emotional and physiological reactions as if we were actually experiencing the situation. Surprisingly, the mind has a tendency to reinforce our beliefs, turning them into unshakable truths. This predisposition guides us into circumstances and environments that harmonize with our beliefs, which is a natural process of self-affirmation. Naturally, one's mind is drawn to questions of personal significance or the fruit of frequent reflection. For example, let's say an individual is fluent in English, but by fate moves to China, where English is not honored. In such a scenario, an instinctive evolution unfolds. Man subconsciously seeks situations and conditions that are in harmony with his established beliefs. Everything that vividly appears in the imagination and finds an emotional response becomes a powerful catalyst that determines the trajectory of reality. Circumstances unfold in such a way as to translate imagined experiences into tangible reality, regardless of their nature. This manifests as an undeniable fact. People are drawn to those who share their traits. There is an innate tendency to form a social circle of like-minded people who share similar views, clothing preferences, and mannerisms. This tendency is a cornerstone of human nature. It is only natural that people tend to seek out those who share their own character traits. Moreover, a person's dominant thoughts and beliefs have a profound effect on shaping the reality around them. Similarly, scenarios unfolding in the mind have the ability to transform into actual events. Dr. David Hamilton, a prominent pharmaceutical scientist and author, has devoted himself to scrutinizing the complex relationship between mind and body. In his book, It's the Thought That Matters: Why the Power of the Mind Really Works, he emphasizes the extraordinary power of thoughts, emotions, and intentions in changing the genetic makeup of a person. Dr. Hamilton's research shows that each person has the remarkable ability to harness the power of their thoughts and feelings to improve their overall well-being. In addition, Dr. Hamilton delves into the concept of visualization, providing valuable information on visualization techniques that have gained popularity around the world. The author touches on a fascinating topic regarding the peculiarities of the human brain. Its inability to draw a clear line between reality and figments of the imagination. He convincingly argues that the human brain is unable to differentiate events that occur in reality from those that unfold only in thought. To confirm his point of view, the author refers to an experiment conducted by scientists from Harvard University, which is described in his book. In this study, Participants were asked to master a simple sequence of notes on the piano involving all 5 fingers. One group practiced diligently, devoting 2 hours each day for 5 days. The other group, on the other hand, refrained from physical exercise, limiting themselves to mentally visualizing the process of playing the instrument. Both groups followed the chosen strategy for 5 days. Surprisingly, as Dr. Hamilton notes, brain scans of both groups, both those who practiced physically and those who immersed themselves in mental imagery, showed virtually identical results. This suggests that the brain is unable to distinguish between reality and the mind's fictional constructs. Applying visualization techniques, a person gets the opportunity to introduce positive attitudes into the depths of his subconscious, thereby creating a favorable ground for the embodiment of desired life scenarios. At the disposal of everyone striving for self-improvement, there is a whole arsenal of methods and approaches of visualization, capable of directing his aspirations in the right direction. What are the most effective of these methods? It is worth turning to the experience of recognized authorities in the field of self-development, such as Joseph Murphy and other prominent personalities, to highlight the most effective practices. One such method is to immerse oneself in a meditative state, focusing entirely on the circumstances that one seeks to bring into reality. Dr. Wayne Dyer, whose work has made an invaluable contribution to the self-improvement literature, emphasized the importance of this approach. He argued that our thoughts shape our reality, and in order to change one's life, one must expand the boundaries of one's consciousness. Dyer called for constant and deep contemplation of the environment one seeks to create around oneself. As a prime example of this idea, the narrator turns to the experiences of pioneers, such as the Wright brothers, who did not allow themselves to drown in the abyss of earthly limitations. Like them, Thomas Edison did not let grim challenges obscure his horizons. Instead, their attention was fixed on an exciting vision of the future that served as a powerful incentive to steadily guide them toward the realization of their boldest visions. Moving on to consider the next approach, it is necessary to examine in more detail the practice of meditation, which is based on concentration on one particular word or statement. This method impresses with its simplicity and brevity. Its essence is the following. A person formulates a statement, be it a short, succinct phrase or even a single word, that most accurately reflects his or her aspirations and goals. As an example, let's imagine a person who aspires to fame and recognition in the writing field. In this case, it is enough for him to formulate a statement such as, "I am a world-renowned author." Then, this statement is written down on a card, and every morning allocated from 2 to 5 minutes to focus exclusively on it. Over time, this phrase or word, representing the desired identity or goal, gradually and imperceptibly creeps into the depths of the subconscious mind, influencing the person's thoughts and actions. This method is an effective tool because the human mind, having awakened after a night's rest, reaches the peak of its activity. As a consequence, the individual is in the best condition to form clear images of those events and circumstances that he wants to realize in his life. While some experts recommend practicing this method for 3 weeks, Joseph Murphy's approach is more flexible. He believes that the length of time required is determined by a number of factors, including the nature of the desired outcome, personal beliefs about the desire, and emotional involvement in the process. If the desire is supported by strong and positive feelings, visualization becomes more effective, which, in turn, contributes to the faster realization of the plan in reality. The third visualization method worthy of attention is known as the mental movie technique. This popular approach occupies an important place in the teachings of Joseph Murphy and is discussed in detail in the pages of his famous book. The wisdom of the ages, encapsulated in a Chinese proverb, states, "One picture is worth 1,000 words." At the same time, William James, a prominent figure in American psychology, emphasized the extraordinary ability of the subconscious mind to transform mental images into tangible reality, provided they are backed by unwavering faith. The principle of this phenomenon is succinctly expressed in the proverb, "Fake it till it's true." At the heart of this method is the creation of a personal movie theater of desires in one's mind. Essentially, a person creates a vivid scene that reflects the realization of their aspirations or how they might unfold in real life. This imaginary scenario is repeatedly replayed in the mind, filling with strong emotions comparable to those that would be experienced in a real situation. Successfully creating and regularly immersing oneself in this mental scene, filled with strong emotions, leads to an interesting result. Life, like an experienced director, begins to guide the person to circumstances that correspond to the created reality. Thus, the inner world, enriched with vivid images and faith, finds its reflection in the outer world, transforming dreams into tangible reality. According to Joseph Murphy's advice, every morning after waking and every evening before going to bed should be devoted to this practice. As you repeat it, the picture of the desired future becomes more vivid and realistic, evoking a distinct feeling. This feeling, intensifying, triggers a process of transformation, as a result of which one naturally moves into a state where one's dreams become reality, blurring the line between imagination and reality. Another effective method of visualization is to create a visualization board. This tool helps to bring clarity and fix dreams and goals in the mind. Images, symbols, and inspirational quotes cut from magazines and other sources are placed on a sheet of cardboard or poster. With imagination and intention, one reflects on their desires, whether it is to travel to Italy or complete an important project. By placing this board in a prominent place where the eye will constantly fall upon it, and supplementing it with positive affirmations, a person receives regular reminders of their aspirations. Steadily applying these methods over time will begin to naturally build vivid images of your desired future in your mind. We've explored in detail 4 effective ways that can make visualizing your goals much easier. However, it is not uncommon to find that people doubt the validity of visualization itself. Let us understand the hidden reasons for this skeptical attitude, so that you can avoid common mistakes on the way to success. Often, the root of failure lies in the fickle belief in their own strength and excessive diligence. In his seminal work, Joseph Murphy tirelessly reiterates the principle of, "It's easy to get things done." This approach is based on clearly articulating your needs, building unwavering faith, and letting go and trusting the natural course of events. The very mechanism for achieving what you want remains remarkably simple. However, negative beliefs and doubts, such as, "The situation is only getting worse," "I'll never find a way out," or "all is lost," can derail your efforts, especially if they are fueled by strong emotions and constant repetition. You need to firmly discard all harmful thoughts that attack your self-esteem and aspirations, stripping them of all power and focus. Instantly suppress such negativity as soon as it arises in your mind. For example, if you are tormented by the thought, "I am not smart enough," Immediately destroy this destructive pattern and counter it with the statement, I have outstanding intelligence. Ka-mem. Sincere conviction in your conversations with yourself plays a key role in turning them into reality. Have the courage to claim your right to thrive, thereby commanding the respect of your subconscious mind if you are facing difficulties in any area of your life. It indicates that in your subconscious mind may lurk doubts about your ability to consistently get what you want. Before you can begin to achieve your goals, you need to strengthen the fundamental belief that you are worthy of limitless abundance. This unshakable confidence in your rightness attracts your most cherished dreams. These methodological approaches have proven their validity in practice, assisting a wide range of individuals. This is evidenced by the extensive experience of their application in various fields, where they have proved to be reliable tools for achieving their goals. Due to their flexibility and adaptability, these methodologies are able to meet the needs of a wide range of users, offering them effective solutions to meet their challenges.